Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how do you combat the negative thoughts in your head. Because yes, sometimes it seems like it can be all consuming. We have worries, concerns, anxiety going round and 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 round our heads. And what I want to talk about today is how we can help you to overcome that. And first, I just want to outline why our thoughts are so often like this. You see, research has found that we think anywhere between 50 and 60,000 thoughts every single day. And of those thoughts, about 80% of them are negative thoughts. And not only are these 80% negative thoughts, we also have a negativity bias in terms of our attention. We will more ably notice negative stimuli in our environment than positive stimuli, and we will place more energy and focus into these negative stimuli as opposed to positive stimuli. And this is an ancient survival mechanism designed to keep us alive. If we're able to more easily spot negative things in our environment, these things may pose a threat to us. If we can better notice them, we can better confront them or get away from them. So this served us well in the past, but often nowadays things aren't about life or death. We're not always in a life-threatening situation, but we still have this ancient survival mechanism, this ancient negativity bias. Now also, of these 80% of our thoughts that are negative, about 95% of those thoughts are the same thoughts we had yesterday. So not only do we focus more on the negative, we focus on the same negative stuff all of the time. This is a process called rumination. So rumination describes how animals such as cows and sheep, they chew like this, don't they? Large, round, circular motions. And this helps the cows and the sheep digest the grass and the plants that they eat. It's a necessary part of their digestion process. And funnily enough, it actually really describes quite nicely how our thoughts sometimes go round and round our heads. We have the same worry, the same concern, doing loops and laps around our head. And what I want to outline is 3 strategies that are going to help you to overcome this negative thinking, to stop noticing negative things so much, and to stop harboring on negative things so much. And these 3 things are easy to remember. They all begin with A. It's my triple A system to combat negative thinking. First A is alarms. You see, what we have in our pockets nowadays is this wonderful accountability device. It's our phone. How many of you carry your phone about with you everywhere that you go? Well, you can use that phone to your advantage. So what you can do is you can set alarms to go off at specific times during the day. I often recommend doing 4 alarms. So do an alarm at 9 AM, this is when most people are going into work or school or study or whatever it is that you do during the day. An alarm at 12, this is often the middle of our working day, it's our lunch break. Another one at 3 in the afternoon when we're kind of facing that afternoon slump and we're getting a bit tired and a bit moany and a bit negative. And then another one at 6 PM. This is often when we've left our work and we're back home and we're starting to do whatever it is that we do in our evenings during the week. And on these alarms, you can set yourself a trigger or a question. So for example, when that alarm goes off at 9, you might have a question that says, how do I choose to think right now? Or even just, how am I thinking right now? And what happens is that when these alarms go off, you look and you see the question or you see the trigger and you think to myself, how am I thinking right now? And if you're thinking something negative, the next step is then to say, well, why am I thinking negatively right now? Is negative thinking really necessary right now? And what positive alternative could I start to focus on instead? You see, the thing about these negative thoughts is they're often so automatic and so routine for us that we don't really question and challenge them. But what these alarms do is that at fixed periods every single day 4 times a day, they are triggering you, they're making you conscious of your thoughts, and allows you to really notice and observe what you're thinking, and also start to take steps to change it, to reorientate your focus into something more positive. So that's the first A, using alarms on your phone to trigger yourself and become aware of your thinking. Second A is affirmations. So I'm sure for those of you who are watching this, you're personal development junkies, you've been doing all the self-help tactics. I've done a couple of other videos on my channel about affirmations. In my book, The Last 60 Minutes, I also talk about affirmations. Affirmations can be such a key technique for reframing our negative thinking. It's essentially brainwashing ourselves into a pattern of thinking that we want. Because we know how powerful brainwashing can be. If we look at our past history, the way that dictators and even kings and monarchs and rulers of countries have brainwashed people into thinking in a certain way. We know that things like the media, newspapers, televisions, if you're reading newspapers that have a political bias in them, how much this can brainwash people into thinking a certain way. But the thing is, we can choose what we want to be brainwashed with. Personally, I don't read newspapers, I don't watch the news, I don't watch the social media gossip channels. I don't want that stuff brainwashing me. What instead I want to do is brainwash myself in a positive way. So affirmations can be saying things to yourself, things that you want to believe, things that you want to be in your life. And again, I won't elaborate on this too much because I have whole other videos dedicated to it. But affirmations are essentially positive, empowering statements about who you want to be and what you want to do. But affirmations go beyond just saying things to yourself. You see, as I was talking about brainwashing there are other ways that we can brainwash ourselves, we can flood our minds with positive stimuli. And two of the practices that I use so frequently is number one, reading. See, every time you're reading a psychology book or a self-help book or a motivational story, you are brainwashing yourself with positive messages, positive concepts, positive personalities. And that stuff starts to have an effect on you. If you keep on reading about positive, empowering, motivational stuff all the time, you're going to start feeling positive, empowered, and motivational. And as well as books, another thing that I've got all the time whenever I'm walking and I'm out and about is I have my headphones in and I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to all the great self-help, positive, motivational podcasts that there are. And again, I'm brainwashing myself with positive messages. I'm choosing my medium of brainwashing. I'm choosing what do I want to be filling my head every day. Do I want the headlines? Do I want the scandal, the politics, the gossip, the murder, the war, the misery? Or do I want positive messages? Do I want inspiring people, servants, change makers, entrepreneurs, thought leaders? Do I want that in my brain and that in my life? And of course I do. So that is how we use our second A of affirmations, is essentially positive brainwashing, whether that be saying things to ourselves, but also being really discriminating about what we choose to allow into our lives, the information that we choose to enter our lives. And the third A is awareness. You see, for me, when it comes to reshaping your mind, it's all about meditation. Because meditation is the only thing that we have in our world that grows and changes the structure of our brain. See, when we meditate, this area in front of our head, the prefrontal cortex, grows and thickens. And what the prefrontal cortex is, it's essentially the CEO of this whole operation that's going on. This is our command center. This is where we have decision making, this is where we have logic, this is where we have problem solving. And what we're increasingly finding through neuroscience is that this area of the brain sends signals to other parts of the brain telling it what to do. And what some really interesting neuroscience is finding is that this area, the prefrontal cortex, sends signals to our emotional centers, telling them essentially how much to react. And what starts to happen as you meditate more is you start to gain more control and more competency through the prefrontal cortex. And you start to have an ability to make emotional choices for yourself. Your brain essentially says, right now, I don't want to be feeling stressed. I don't want to be feeling anxious. We're going to go into this with a cool, calm, collected manner. And rather than your emotions taking you over, as they so often do when we're stressed, when we're anxious, when we're upset, our brain, our rational side of ourselves, is able to be there and just put a guiding hand on our emotional shoulder and say, whoa, you're getting a little heated here. Calm down, relax. Let's move into a different pattern of thinking, a more positive pattern of thinking. And so having a regular meditation practice starts to train our brain to think in a different way, which is awesome. We don't have a drug in our world, we don't have a medical intervention, we don't have any other activity that really changes the structure of our brain in this way. And if you want to combat negative thinking, if you start taking things to the foundational level, the way that your brain is set up and communicates with itself, then that can inspire huge changes in the way that you start to think in your life. So if you want to combat negative thinking, then I cannot recommend having a meditation practice more strongly. Again, I'm not going to cover the whole ins and outs of how to do a meditation practice in this video because I have that in other material, my books and my videos. But all I'll say is if you aren't meditating, even for just 5 minutes a day, then this is something you need to prioritize because its effects are huge. So guys, I hope this video has been helpful. If you have something that's swirling round around your mind right now, or if this is a constant narrative for you of being stressed, worked up, anxious, depressed, then these techniques can start to help you come out of that pattern, come out of that particular negative narrative, and move into something a whole lot positive. So guys, thanks very much for joining me on this video today. I hope that you'll join me again soon in the future. Can't wait to share some more of this good stuff with you. But until then, go out there and live your life of love and service. I'll speak to you soon. David. Hey guys, it's David again. Just a quick couple things to cover before you have to shoot off. First of all, if you liked this video and if you've been enjoying the content on the channel thus far, then could I ask you to please click that big red subscribe button below. That way you're sure never to miss any content and you can keep up with all the training and knowledge that I'm sharing on the channel. Second of all, if you feel that this video was impactful for you, and if you feel that there's a person or a group in your life who could really benefit from the message in this video, could I ask you please to share it with them? Share it with anyone who you could feel could benefit from this training. You see, I'm doing everything I can to get my message out there to all the people who need to hear it, but there's only so much I can do by myself. So I'm asking you guys, as my fans and supporters, to help me spread this message and help impact as many people's lives as possible. And then third of all, if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about my story and the 3 most powerful life lessons I've learned, then you can find this in my latest book, The Last 60 Minutes. This is a book that will help you find meaning and vibrancy in your life. Go to the video description below and there'll be a link where you can look at the book and find out more information about it. And if you find yourself reading it, I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for in there. So guys, until next time, remember to go out there and live a life of love and service. I look forward to speaking to you soon.